What's up guys, back in today with another reaction to the Berserk manga, this time in volume 23. Today I'll be reacting to Banner of the Flying Sword and Wings of Light and Darkness. I got some really awesome stuff last time. The time before that it was obviously some brutal stuff with Guts and Casca, but we picked back up with Griffith, saw even more of his really awesome designed soldiers. Absolutely love that. We'll just go over it again quickly. Of course, we had Farnese join. Guts accept pretty damn readily, very readily compared to previous altercations like that. Yeah, Farnese ended up cutting her hair off, signifying a bit of a change in her character. As I really like this stuff right here about Guts and his powerlessness in this situation. Usually he's got quite a lot of control over obviously fighting the demons and such, but again this is something in his own mind that it's hard to control, which is really, I imagine, really gets to you. Horrible place for him to be in right now, but again I'm glad that he did kind of accept the help and comradeship of Farnese and such. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this guy though as well. This little kind of kid commander here. I did mention during this, this is like a prime target for Griffith. And yeah, this chapter here was insane, wasn't it? Again, I love these designs. This volume has been awesome so far, isn't it? As brutal as it's been for the most part, it really, especially character development wise, it has been really awesome. But yeah, we had Robin Hood here, looked great. The more humanoid kind of demons. Another really cool shot there. Of course, Zod and the kind of beasties, the beast-like demons. Again, it's amazing how he's even got like sub-factions of demons on his side, and then the giants, just the huge guys. Noids. I think the guy's named Noid or something, right? Yeah, really beautiful artwork, and story-wise as well. It's just like, it's beautiful, isn't it? Just a beautiful story and beautiful artwork all coming together in this arc so far. This arc has been excellent to start off with, but let's get right into the first chapter for today. It looks like we're being thrust right in the thick of things. And so yeah, see some more of the kind of humanoids. Again, this guy's armor really does look like a snotty tissue. Not the coolest, but fitting with his kind of slime ordeal. Look at those blades. Yeah. This guy looks like a mosquito. Strange armor here as well, isn't it? It's crazy, isn't it? Even like the armor of these guys looks demonic. And I know in a lot of circumstances, again, you want your armor to be scary and you want people to feel fear when they see that armor. Well, we've seen scary armor and such, but we haven't seen any quite as demonic looking as all these guys. Look at this little guy. Just doing push-ups. I'll take a bite out of someone. And then obviously Zord just going absolute ham in the background. You can kind of imagine him just going, whew, just absolutely swinging, loving it. Rampaging in the back, and then yeah, there's Noid. And just yeah, smash through 3 men. Okay. Banner of the Flying Sword. Wow. Quite the image here, isn't it? And I don't think I've actually even seen Griffith kill anyone or do anything of the sort yet, I don't think. I think maybe I'm misremembering a little. I think perhaps we did see him kill like the king or one of the people in command, a few chapters back perhaps, but if not that, then nothing else. Yeah, lovely image here, isn't it? Really looks like an angel. Maybe this is like also a bit of a representation of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Again, I'm not too clued up about that kind of stuff, but with the factions, you've got like Griffith, you've got the huge men faction, you've got the normal people faction, then you've got the kind of monster freaky faction. You've got like the 4 different kind of types, and what seemingly is their kind of leaders with Noid, Zod, and whoever leads the humanoids. I'm guessing that cross guy whose name I do forget. Locus, perhaps. Follow the hawk! Still got loads of forces behind us. Really is quite accumulating quite the army, isn't he, Griffith? I mean, it's a hell of an army even without kind of foot soldiers and stuff. Even with just like the 4 people he had before this, I think they could have taken down armies. Let alone now he has what seems to be amassing an actual army in numbers. What a magnificent arrowhead formation! Yeah, I was noticing that as well. They do seem pretty organised as well. They're carrying right into that large army. Carving right into that large army. Amazing. There's no mistaking it, Lord Mule. That emblem. It is the Midland Resistance Force, the Band of the Hawk. I hope that's not going to be... I think that's the first time we've seen that name said for a while. I hope he's not going to be known by that. I think that's a little bit disrespectful, honestly, isn't it? A little bit disgusting. Especially if Griffith uses that name willingly himself. Again, I feel a little bit disgusted, honestly, if I heard that. If I was Guts or someone who was actually in the Band of the Hawk heard Griffith and his men calling themselves that. Like, fuck, how dare you? How dare you call yourselves what once was? What you sacrificed. That knight in the silver armour is our kingdom's hero himself. The White Hawk, Count Griffith. The White Hawk? Griffith? As we now see, he's taking people down. Charging in first of all his men. Almost got some little devil horns right there. And it's ironic, isn't it? Like the pure white light, yeah, the devil horns. Right, don't fall behind. This is our fiefdom. Watch out! Oh! That Griffith's men telling him to stop. Stray arrows? What was that in my mind? That was close. If we've taken another half step. Huh. Who shouted watch out? Or was that just in his head? Huh. Interesting. It kind of seems like, yeah, that was in his head. He got a warning to watch out from himself, / maybe probably more likely maybe an outside influence. Not sure why. And then he saved his men and himself. Again, maybe that's something similar to what we saw with Zod perhaps, and his horn being taken off. But why? What was that in my mind? That was close. If we'd taken another half step. Who the hell's this? What the fuck? A very innocent looking woman. With like a duck hat. Could that have been the life force blanketing a battlefield is in constant fluctuation, like blood that flows and stagnates? Maybe she's not so innocent. A bit creepy there. The life force blanketing a battlefield is in constant fluctuation, like blood that flows and stagnates. You telling me this girl's like psychic or something? Yeah, she's obviously one of Griffith's women. Our opening lies along a direct vector. So she set up this formation. Its vertex is the heart of the enemy's will. I mean, that makes sense. Arrow hidden straight into their forces would probably would destroy their will. So she's like a battle kind of. It's interesting. She's like, and I'm not sure if that was like maybe Griffith sending something to that kid. I kind of doubt it. What was that warning in his head? Was that her? She seems like some kind of high IQ battle war kind of tactician. That's the word I'm looking for. But is she like, again, is she like psychic? Can she send signals to people and stuff? Did she just send the flow of the battlefield to that kid right there? I don't know. Quite interesting though, isn't it? He flew. All forces assume an enclosing formation. Damn, look at that face. That's the objective right there. That's fuck you. That's not even fuck you, that's just I'm getting my way. My dream. My rules. Like a little kid crying to not exactly the same, but a little kid crying for a toy he wants or something. I'm getting that toy. And yeah, just gone by in an instant. Off with your head. Off with your head. Guy behind him didn't even flinch. Didn't even notice. Hey? As his head falls to the floor. Lovely beard, isn't it? Lovely beard. Again, I think you find a lot of people from this kind of region, from the region these Kushan come from, do have nice beards and stuff, don't they? General? The general's dead. What? I've killed the leader. Finish off the rest of them. And that sends a message as well. Obviously, taking down the leader is a massive thing, but the leader taking down the leader and then proclaiming it in a fight like this, it's gonna encourage your men a lot, and it's also gonna discourage theirs a ton. Retreat! and off they run. We won? You guys done nothing. You guys done nothing. We didn't do anything. Although he might be calling himself we soon. As I said, maybe there is a place for this guy here somewhere in some fashion. I don't know what Griffith would see in this guy again, other than the fact that he's a young man. He is quite malleable. Griffith has been known to manipulate people like that before. But there's not really too much special about this kid, is there? From what we've seen so far. As the tactician's clapping. Looks very happy. What a disaster! By no more than 1,000 enemies at best. No, in actuality, by that vanguard of a mere 100. Yeah, as I said, I think if there was just the original kind of badass design members, we didn't see that kind of morphing black cape Kushan kind of guy in this at all, did we? Which is a bit of a shame. He was one of my favourite designs. I wonder what he's doing right now then. I don't think we saw him anyway. Might have got a shot of him, to be fair. I can't exactly remember. Yeah, with just like the original, like Griffith and those 4 really badass designs from a few chapters ago. I think just them could have done this, honestly. Not sure they lost any men here or anything. I'm just gonna make sure I'm in position. I always seem to like deviate. Okay, I'm gonna, yeah. As I said, I seem to always notice when I watch these back, I just end up leaning over because again, that natural position is like there. I always end up like slowly kind of just like doing this over the span of the episode. 5,000 of Kushan's proudly ever victorious elite were routed with ease. So that's the Hawk of Light from the Bakiraka report. Perhaps now is no time to toss aside the mutterings of the priest as nonsense. I must hurry back to the headquarters. The priests, sorry. I was going to mention a minute ago, I imagine easily Guts Griffith could just take out everyone and just not let them run off if they wanted. It looks like that might be the case. It's got some demonic stuff going on here. Who are they? Whoa. Staff officer? They're in the trees. They look very spiky, don't they? But when did they? Who? Just as I mentioned this guy again, I've been following more of that. I mean, I didn't expect this guy to show up or anything, but I've been noticing more as soon as I say something that's been happening, like the next couple pages. As again, I mentioned this last time, as before, I would like mention something and it would kind of complete the next page, which kind of completely contradict what I said. Here he is again. I forget his name. Looks like he's got some spiky men though. What's going on with this guy's foot right here? I'm not sure if you guys have ever played this game / watched this movie. I used to love playing this game. They kind of remind me of the design of this guy from Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. This kind of electric kind of design. I used to love playing this game. I never completed. I don't think it was quite hard for a kid. I think it was on PlayStation 1. I remember the old PlayStation 1 little kind of almost CD cases, slightly thicker CD cases. And yeah, it's quite tough. I don't think I ever beat it. But yeah, I used to love that. Yeah, they kind of look like that guy. Not that much, but a little bit. It's still too early to leave. I love this mask. We haven't yet seen blood. So there was like the monster faction. These guys are like the even more monstrous faction, almost like the almost no human. Not even. I mean, they're slightly human shaped. Don't get me wrong, but they're less human than the other monster faction. Of part of Griffith's army. Look at those teeth, man. Fuck that. This one just looks like a shark, but Jesus Christ. Yep, I would also be shitting bricks as we just see sprays of blood. Jesus Christ. You know what, that is just as effective in a way as a lot of the gore. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of really awesome kind of gore scenes, and when they're done really nicely, they are the best. But again, sometimes I feel like seeing less to see it more, especially in horror, especially in movies. Maybe not so much in manga, but especially in movies, I feel like less is definitely more. A lot of the best Halloween, for example, hailed as one of the best movies ever. Personally, horror movies ever. Personally, I think it's a really good movie. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's like the best horror movie ever made or anything, which a lot of people would say. But that has like no blood whatsoever, and it's still a great movie. Where is this? It's a beautiful lake, isn't it? Bloody hell. Where is this? Oh, look at these. These cute little kids. A little stray dog as well. I kind of feel bad for dogs in this period. I mean, the little guy with a pot on his head. I can't imagine they've got too much kind of food to give up and feed these dogs or anything, have they? I imagine a lot of them just starve. I'm actually a little surprised you haven't actually seen any kind of wild dogs or anything of the sort yet. Yeah, look at the little guy with a pot on his head. Cute little kids. Unfortunately, they're wielding the Band of the Hawk symbol. Band, but again, I've done it myself. Punched myself. These guys are not the Band of the Hawk. What do I call them now, though? What do I call? I just call Griffith's army. They're holding the sign of Griffith's army. Was that originally the sign of the Band of the Hawk? It's been a while, so we'll have to Google that. Yeah, it was. Again, it's almost like how they. I can't remember what I was going to compare that to, but they perverted something else like that. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know they've done that in Attack on Titan with the saying Sasagi. Yeah, kind of similar to that a little bit. Almost perverted the logo sign of the Band of the Hawk. But I guess you could say it was kind of always Griffiths anyway, and it I mean he always sacrificed people and stuff, so I guess you could argue that's not the case, but you could argue it was always kind of perverted. But I don't know, for me it kind of stand more for again that kind of place for guts, that kind of home, rather than Griffith's kind of army. But I think that's just from where we read it from as a story perspective. In like actuality, if this was like a real event, it would be like Griffiths. If this was non-fiction. Oh, we got some boob sucking. Unbelievable. Is this really a battlefield? I was thinking a minute ago, the stark contrast from fucking from last arc to this is crazy. The setting of these camps is just crazy, isn't it? The poverty, last arc, it felt so dirty, so infected is a good word. I kind of felt at there. I felt like the whole place was like infected by a kind of religious disease, by actual diseases. Rats. it was just infected. A nasty word like that is a good representation of what the last camp was, and this is just like pristine in comparison, isn't it? Like God, got lovely little kids playing, having fun, mothers with her kids, people cooking, couples. I mean, this guy's injured and he seems really happy. And it is quite unbelievable. Is this really a battlefield? Women, children, the elderly. It looks like supper time is. Sorry, it looks just like supper time in some peaceful village. Sure does. These gentle, smiling faces. They don't seem like people who have been overrun by a foreign army. It's Lord Griffith. Yeah. Mentally, I think that's a big thing, isn't it? Griffith, it's the symbol he kind of represents, and he is to these people. He is that, like what we see with God. It's horrible as it is. Again, I'm not religious, but I imagine it's almost blasphemous to compare Griffith to God, especially with what Griffith's done. But I think it's blasphemous to compare anyone with God in some religions and such. But he is that thing that keeps them going, keeps them motivated, and he is their belief. As long as Griffith's there, as long as Griffith's looking over them, everything's fine. But that's not exactly the case. And here's the girl from before. Again, I kind of hope she's human, but she has got that kind of almost scary look to her. I'm not really sure what to think. We can all smile because we have Lord Griffith. Got a bit of a like distant kind of, again, scary-ish look to her. I wouldn't say full crazy or anything. For some people, she might look absolutely normal, but to me, she looks a little bit kind of maybe there's a screw loose or something there. I don't know. I don't think she's a demon. This girl, don't tell me she read my mind. I mean, there seems to be a bit of that going on. I was kind of thinking we might see that little girl with the witch hat. I think we might see her again soon. Kind of looking at over all this. Oh, look at those little ducks in the back. I don't see those. I mean, again, this place is like fucking like Eden's Garden or something right here. It's fucking like we've got little ducks just walking about, playing about. Oh, I see. They're following. They're following their mum, and they're actually little chickens, I think. Little ducks, little chickens. They're both cute as hell, aren't they? And it's like this place is like paradise. This girl, don't tell me she read my mind. I'm Sonia. Welcome to the Band of the Hawk. Call these guys the Band of Pork. Pigs. The Band of Pigs. The Band of Pork? Right. Named after that legendary Band of the Hawk. With a hawk in command, it can't be anything else. I guess that makes sense. Everyone asked Lord Griffith to name it so. I think the author knows what he's doing here as well with this, doesn't he? I think this kind of confirms that, to be honest. The way it got me feeling about it. Very much intentional, I think. Now, come with me. I want you to meet him. Don't you? Meet Lord Griffith. This does seem like a really respectable young man, though, so I do wonder what outcome it would be with him. As she seems to walk him to Griffith. Look at this guy making pots and baskets and stuff. Chopping wood. Yeah, this place just seems like a bit of paradise, doesn't it? I wonder what this is for. Almost like the formation we were in during the fight. Maybe that's just how birds fly. Maybe that's just how birds fly. I don't know, it seems a bit intricate. There's the pot kid again. Okay, I might just go through quickly and see how many other things I can kind of spot. It's nice to see the kids so carefree and such, isn't it? With what we saw with like Jill and many of the kids we've seen in this series. Nice to see them just have a nice bit of fun and stuff. Be kids. But I've mentioned this before in like my Ocean Echo videos. I do have a bit of a soft spot for kind of kids, teenagers and stuff that have had to grow up and be adults really early on in their life. I feel like that's always a really interesting topic to kind of cover. Again, Kana Arima was a fascinating character to me in Oshinoko because she was an actor from a very early age and she got to know the ins and outs and the dark side of it from a very early age. And she's young, but she's almost like she's experienced way beyond her age. And I've always sympathised with them quite a bit. Almost like they've had to trade their childhood in for success. It's not just as cookie cutter as this is a successful actor. In a lot of cases, they've had to fail a lot, had to take a lot of abuse and kind of bad ratings and reviews and such. And I've always been quite fascinated and stuff like that. But again, it's good to see just like carefree, just kind of fun. How it should be. But yeah, let's read some comments quickly. Yeah, as I said, I think that's very much intentional. The first comment is literally the audacity to name it the Band of the Hawk when all the hawks are dead. Again, that's not exactly true. The main hawk, the hawk that led the band, is very much here. So logically, it kind of makes sense. But again, I think the author definitely knew what he was doing there. Wants to make us feel that pain again a little bit and that outrage for these guys. This guy here is bringing up an interesting point. I was thinking this a minute ago. Is it all that, like, does the ends justify the means? I feel like in a lot of cases, no. In a lot of cases. Some cases it does, though. Some cases it very much does. The thing, you can't just say, like, not a definite yes or no answer to any kind of, like, if you nuke this country, the rest of the world survives. Whereas if you didn't, everyone in the world dies. Like, would that means justify the end? Someone has to press that button and kill like 1 billion people, for example. So again, there's all sorts of questions like that, and I think it's very much on a case-on-case basis, in my opinion. But an argument to that be who would you be to kill all that many people? the ends here. I mean, this isn't the ends. I'm not really sure what the again. I know the own goal is for Griffith to kind of have his kingdom and such, but after that, like what happens with the humans and the people of the kingdom, they all seem to be doing really fucking well here. They all seem to be having a lovely time. Again, compare this to what we went through last arc. I mean, maybe this is actually good for people. As horrible as that sounds, as horrible as Griffith as what he's done before. This is kind of. I'd like to see this for everyone in this universe. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? But would his means of sacrificing so many and killing and betraying, does that justify this? It's an interesting question. I haven't got an answer myself personally. If everyone in the world is going to be like this, maybe so. Maybe it was worth going through all that pain and all that stuff. But some people, they can just never forget that and never forget what he's done. And he is a criminal. And yeah, I mean, he also deserves to be locked up and killed and such. But yeah, again, I personally don't have an answer myself. It's interesting to think about. It's like the fight between John Paul. Oh, this is some history stuff right here I've never heard about. But yeah, that guy brought up a very interesting point, to be honest. But then he says Guts might be the villain. He might be the villain in this story. He has been shown to be villainous and such. I mean, naturally he would be the villain, the kind of dark, caped man, killing brutally, being a bit of a bastard, versus the pure white orc that leads the pack and stuff and makes necessary sacrifices where he has to. In a normal story, that would be the case. Guts probably would be the villain, but again, it's not all black and white, is it? It's not all black and white. So much hate for Griffith here. So much hate. So yeah, people questioning why is Griffith doing all this? Isn't he a god? Why is he fighting in wars? I mean, it's not like he's. I think he's still got some of the supernatural powers he had. But again, his ultimate goal is to be the kind of top of a kingdom, own his own kingdom, be the king in the castle at the top of the scary looking hill. Again, that's why I find it quite amazing that he's called Count Griffith. Almost like the Dracula's castle a little bit. It's almost quite funny as well with the amount of like blood and sacrifices Dracula taken over years as well. Actually quite a lot of similarities there. Yeah, his ultimate goal is to own his own kingdom. That was always his goal, no matter if he was a god, had crazy powers like what we saw. He wanted this. This is what he wanted. Doesn't not make sense whatsoever. I mean, how can you have a kingdom if you have no one to rule as well? Yeah, so just a lot of hate for Griffith and a lot of hate for the name of the Band of the Hawk. But yeah, let's get right into the next chapter. And just gonna 40 minutes. I've been noticing I've been taking slightly longer. I think I mentioned this a while ago. I think in general the chapters have maybe been a bit longer. That just might be me chatting rubbish, but I think that is the case. Hay fever and my allergies have been pretty good recently though. I say that I'm gonna be I'll be sneezing like faster than 10 minutes time, but yeah, the videos before the last one I uploaded, I had to cut a fair few times. So yeah, let's go into Wings of Light and Darkness. What is this? Is this some kind of like training for the horses? I think so. Yeah. Wooden swords. Wow, it's been a while since we've seen a wooden sword. I mean, again, I always kind of attribute that to Gintoki. But, oh, wait. Yeah, it's been a while. Maybe I'm even misremembering, to be honest. And the spears as well. What high morale these soldiers have. They think I'd see such spectacle. In this land, overrun by the Kushan and effectively in a state of anarchy. It's all under control. That's how we're feeling here, isn't it? It's all, let's take it easy, let's go with the flow of causality. It's all meant to be. It's all leading to my dream. What is this said here? What is that? What is this about? Is that a Kushan soldier? I think so. They're converted. No, keep your horse steadier. I think they've converted a few of the Kushan soldiers. This guy's fucking disbelief. Kind of expected, to be fair. I think at this point in history, I mean, in general, in wars and stuff, you expect your kind of captives to just die, not be yeah, either kill themselves, get killed, not cooperate. I think I'm not too clued up, but I think in some cases, like armies, if they do kind of keep people from the opposing army, they give them back if they give up the fight or whatever, or something like that. I don't know. Again, I'm not fully clued up. This guy looks a little bit like bloody Winston Churchill. This little Winston Churchill right here. Old Winnie. Look at that face. I love how don't you love this? Look at this. You type in Winston and first thing, obviously Overwatch character, but pack of cigarettes. Pack of cigarettes, and imagine that. You're Winston Churchill, and then in the year the 2020s, you get Googled and all you get is a pack of fags and a monkey. What a legacy. But yeah, look at that. There's not actually any photos of him during battle here, but kind of looks a little bit like Winston Churchill did, honestly. Kushan! Oh, I forgot this one, sorry. Try not to let the horse's barrel move up and down. Kushan? Those are Kushan, aren't they? That's right. That's right. What's the meaning of this? What is the enemy? They aren't now. Stop shouting, alright? He seems quite distressed by this. He seems quite distressed indeed. They're pledges. Oh shit. There's Locus. This guy's design is so cool, isn't it? He almost got similar hair to Griffith, just dark and black. What is this guy? What is this? Who's strange figure? A little rabbit. Again, what a fucking badass horse that is. Very looming figure, this guy, isn't he? Very intimidating. Although, in their empire, they would apparently be called war slaves. That's quite, again, that's just another bit of that kind of paradise, isn't it? Of what I said about the difference, that they're war slaves and used, the Kushans, but here they're pledges. And they get treated nicely, trained, fed well, I imagine. Again, does the end justify the means here? What is the true end, though, is the question. That is the thing, isn't it? There's a lot of promise here. There's a lot of nice stuff going on, but like we know, there's a lot in the darkness in the back that we have yet to see, I think. Like, what if all these people are also sacrifices for something at some point? Again, I think they're mostly for an actual kingdom. Again, I'm not certain. What the bizarre, overpowering sense? As I said, this guy is a scary presence, doesn't he? It's like I'm being stared down by some huge beast. You are. You are. You are. I'm kind of scared that this guy might end up being a beast, honestly. He might be demonified. How do you say that, by the way? Demonified or demonified? I kind of prefer demonified. It is the law of our army. Soldiers taken prisoner who survive the full brunt of It is the law of our army. Soldiers taken prisoner who survive the full brunt of battle 3 times are made to choose conciliation or death. Depending on how pledges perform, afterwards they are promoted just like any other soldier, and sometimes even put in charge of others. Again, this is way too ideal, isn't it? Just everything in this place just seems perfect for everyone. That's just too good. Especially in this universe, it's just too good. Too good in the real world. Let alone in the Berserk universe. We are an army that has learned from the Kushan and refined itself. The Kushan command men only by fear, but we make use of both fear and incentive. That's absurd, letting previous enemies command our men so readily. Kushan are not necessarily monolithic. They are an empire comprising one royal house over various lesser houses. I said compromising. They are an empire comprising one royal house over various lesser houses. And many grudges exist among them. Yeah, we've seen that, haven't we? But what about the feelings of the people of Midland? Cities, houses, the bitterness of those slain with slain parents and brothers. Thus, our reason for exposing them to the brunt of the battle 3 times. Our bitterness does not soon vanish, but their offences are judged. And more than anything, putting them in harm's way on the front lines means we can and more than anything, putting them in the harm's way on the front lines means we can surely reduce casualties among our brethren, thus less tears shed by women and children, preventing the bitterness of those with slain parents and brothers. Okay. Damn. This is well worked out, isn't it? It's a nice strategy. Do you reckon the woman probably had some kind of say in this, perhaps? Yeah, the psychic girl here. Again, I was kind of hoping to see the witch hat girl again in these chapters. I was kind of expecting it, but I guess that's I'm looking forward to seeing her again at some point. I see your logic, but I can't abide it. On the topic of kind of psychic. I wonder what would happen if she was around. Do you reckon this blonde girl would be able to tell that she's around and read her mind or whatever? Sorry, I see your logic, but I can't abide by it. Riding stirrup to stirrup. Is that just how I'm saying it? Like, is that stirrup? Riding stirrup to stirrup. Oh, I don't. Is that like some kind of part of riding a horse? I don't know. Kind of thought that was just stir up. Each of a pair of devices attached to each side of a horse's saddle. Yeah, some kind of. That was like the thing you put your foot on. And I was like, what the hell do you mean stir up? Yeah. Interesting how the English language works, isn't it? Riding stir up with the enemies who stole my homeland, my family. You'll adjust. Though two people hold a grudge, in the end they are the same. Human. I expect if you make your place in this band, you will come to know that your former enemies are not so different from you. Makes a good point there, honestly. For a demon. Like a monster. Okay, I like this guy's design. I do like this guy's design. Who's that knight? Sir Locus. He is in charge of training new recruits. Locus? I knew you'd be surprised. Every warrior is. You don't mean the Moonlight Knight, Locus. I read that in the wrong order, apologies, but yeah, she's laughing at him a little bit there. Ah, so he's a big shot, hey? The Moonlight Knight. I brought up jousting a little while ago. It looks like this is some kind of like professional kind of Colosseum jousting right here or something. He's the mightiest knight, boasting an undefeated record in countless duels. You know what? Recently I actually looked up about, I saw an article or something about undefeated records in boxing and how they're very much manipulated so that when a boxer does go professional and such, they have that. That's why you see a lot of boxers. They come up with a 29-0, 29 and in some cases 1-loss record, and there's so many like that, and it's quite fixed. I learned about that. It's really not as impressive now when you hear undefeated, undisputed. Yeah, it doesn't hold the same weight anymore for me. Boasting an undefeated record in countless duels. I think I heard that you almost like need a almost spotless record to actually get into like professional boxing and stuff, which is just nuts. Boasting an undefeated record in countless duels and contests while continuing his his peregrination, never settling on any one master. Peregrination. Oh, bloody hell. Peregrination. Again, this manga really does give me a lot of words I've never heard in my life. A journey, especially a long and meandering one. Like, who the hell was ever going to use that? Like, what? A long and meandering journey. Okay. Again, it would be just easier to say a long journey. While continuing his peregrination, never settling on one master. I quite like that, to be honest. I quite like the fact he doesn't just have one teacher, but he learned from a bunch of masters. Got a wide variety of styles and such, I imagine. All sons of warriors grow up hearing bedtime stories about his tales of heroism. And now he's with Griffith. Now he's sullied himself. That's what you're telling me. In my eyes. Why is a living legend like him here? There are other famous people here you likely know of. Others? I think there are things that will surprise you even further. As Sir Lucas says, even far more than the Kushan. Again, like I said, this girl is definitely slightly creepy. Oh, I wonder who we're going to encounter here. This way's a shortcut. Yo. Oop, watch your step. It's dim in here. Are you alright? Who is this girl? Can she see through the darkness? Should I hold your hand? No. It seems like she keeps reading my mind. Or is it my imagination? Maybe that's why she's such a good tactician as well. She can't just read the battlefield, she can read your fucking mind. Oh, not actually her. I was kind of expecting to meet the Kushan mask guy here, but yeah, not exactly who I was expecting. What? What's this bizarre presence enshrouding the forest? Beasts? A wolf pack? Danger! Hey, what? Bunch of guys chilling. And some of these designs really are quite strange, aren't they? Oh, yeah. This guy looks like fucking the boss from Digimon Rumble Arena. Get his name. It's like Reapermon. I did think it was Reapermon, but there's quite a few Reaper looking Digimon, to be honest. With like the horns. I've always really liked this design. Yeah, some cool looking designs in here. Some very human looking guys here. I recognise this guy a little bit as well. You saw them in battle today, didn't you? They're all called war demons. War demons? I mean, quite the literal name for them here. Quite the literal name. She has got a 4.5, hasn't she? Bloody hell. Got a massive brain in there. Probably why. Oh shit. What is that? I can't even tell what they're eating. I don't think it's a human. No, it's not. I can see. That's like a deer. Oh dear. Oh yeah, there's his head right there. Ah, lovely. Lovely. This guy looks so much like a giant rat. Yeah. Fucking, what the fuck is that? That's exactly what I'd be fucking doing if I saw that. That's much better than before. Earlier they were eating Kushan prisoners. I bet they were. I kind of half thought this was a human for a minute, and then I kind of noticed. Eee, Sonia, you've come here again. You've come here alone again, girl. I'm not alone. Now put me down. Oh, that's a nice bit of armor right there. I like that. That's pretty cool as well. Like a pot. Like he's just peeking out of a pot. So yeah, she is human. Okay. Aren't you scared of us? You're an odd one. Just put me down already. Pervert. What the hell are you doing? Get your hands off. Ah! As we get picked up by the head. I haven't tasted human meat in a long time. You're a bit too thin though. I'll tell on you I'll tell on you to Lord Griffith right here and now. Oh, how would you do that if you got eaten? Yeah. Quit it! Oh, here's Noid. I guess his name's Grunbeld. I don't know. Grunbeld! Or maybe... Fucking hell, he is massive, isn't he? Jesus Christ. I didn't realise how big this guy was. And we saw a shot of him in the last chapter, looking massive. But when we initially met him, I don't think it was this big, was he? He was a fucking giant. Was he always this big as well? Like, I know he's probably a demon. Again, my theory is that he is an actual dragon. A kind of demonic dragon. But even before that, was he always like this big? What we've usually seen, the demonic humans don't usually change size that much until they transform into their demon form. Kind of makes you think when the humans do transform into their demon form, they grow massively. Does this grow? What does this guy? How much does this guy grow? But yeah, he's like at least twice the size of this girl. Nice catch, huh? Nice little catch. Little cop of the bum as well, of course. Oh, they're shooting arrows now. Irvine. Irvine. Blends in pretty well with the trees, doesn't he? With the branches. These are our guests. These are guests of our master. Again. Guy's even got like scales on his head. Guy's definitely a dragon. Touch them and you will have to deal with me. It was a joke. I was just playing. I dislike jokes. Well, I'm sure he's a lot of fun. Grunbeld. I know that name. I always thought this guy was called Noid. I hope I'm not going to get spoiled right here. No, I guess I'm wrong. Don't know where I got that from. Do you guys know where I got that from? I don't know where I got that from. Grunbeld. I know that name. The giant hero from a northern country who protected his land from the Chunda, from the Tudor, the Chunda, from the if you guys don't know what that means, that's like being sick. From the Tudor Empire's invasion for a decade, with only his personal force of 3,000 soldiers. For a decade. His fiery red hair. Oh, this guy's got red hair, has he? Again, it's hard to tell with. Yeah, I guess that does look red. It's hard to tell in black and white, of course, but it's obviously not dark hair, but it's not quite blonde or light either, is it? This guy Welsh. You know what? That would make a bit of sense, to be fair. That would actually make quite a lot of sense. That is the, I'm pretty sure their kind of national animal is the dragon, right? Or I think they call themselves Simru nowadays. Fuck knows how you spell it. Yeah, so their national animal is a dragon, which isn't an animal, by the way. Isn't real. Yeah, that's their national animal. So I guess it does make quite a lot of sense that he is Welsh. His fiery red hair and reputation for mowing. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a Welsh person. Well, I don't think I've seen many people say they dislike jokes, but I feel like a lot of the funniest people I have ever met in my life are kind of Welsh, Scottish, and stuff like that. It's funny English people as well, but I find them a bit more funny. So yeah, quite strange that he's kind of anti-fun. Of course, he's a demon, so I doubt he gives a fuck. He's got a reputation for mowing down enemies, and he earned the nickname the Great Flame Dragon. I could have sworn I heard he died in battle. Thanks, Sir Grunbeld. Not at all. Well, he probably did. Probably did die in battle. That shield. That's a pretty cool outfit itself, isn't it? I think it looks much cooler now. But that's a pretty cool suit of armor itself. But you are defenseless, Miss Sonia. Though you are the Hawk's medium, to walk around here without a guardian. What use would a guard be against war demons? Hawk's medium? The next time you come here, please inform me. Okay. The Hawk awaits beyond here. Beyond there. Next time I'll bring you a corpse. Our secret. Really? I'd like a woman. Yeah, if I was a demon, I wouldn't like to eat men. I wouldn't like to eat anyone, but I feel like I would have a harder time eating a man than a woman. Miss Sonia. Kind of just reminds me of that movie Fresh that came out last year. Pretty good movie. About a cannibal. Pretty good movie. Nothing amazing, but Miss Sonia. Because he's radiating get the fuck out of here energy. I'm not exactly certain myself. The hell are they? How scared these are. Quite cute, honestly. Are they human? I'm sure the term demon soldiers really makes you think they're human, bro. Come on now. Look at those guys. Does any of those people look human? Again, I understand in this day and age. I think even nowadays people would question if they saw these people if they were human or not. Sometimes even if you do see something, you still struggle to believe it. But no, they're not human. You'll understand eventually. Again, I think unfortunately, sadly, he probably will. Like I said, I kind of have a theory that maybe he's going to get turned. Perhaps I'm not sure what else he kind of brings. Like what? Why is he special or whatever? Why is he now getting to meet Griffith and speak to him and such? What use is this guy? Again, he's not really shown any kind of massive potential or anything, has he? I mean, he has got massive potential being such a young kind of leader. Got a lot of potential, but nothing as kind of solid as what we've seen from what was his name, fucking Brunheld or something, and Locus. Nowhere near their achievements or anything. When compared to that bunch, the Kushan definitely do seem a lot more similar to us. At least it ends with us just hating each other as humans. But those soldiers, something's fundamentally different. It was like being a sheep wandering into a pack of wolves. An unlateral, a unilateral fear of the unknown. A mysterious, inhuman band of soldiers, heroes known the world over, and the band of the Hawk. What is this place? This is a crazy place. It's a crazy place, isn't it? And here is Zod. Now, what is he going to think of Zod? I imagine he's heard of him before. Another legend here. I have brought Lord Griffith's guest. Ah, and it's like we're ending off here. What's going on here? These kind of like dark spirits. Like what we see, haunt guts. No idea. Just chilling by the tree. Wings of light and darkness. Wow. Great couple of chapters today. Great couple of chapters. Again, a lot of interesting stuff with this kid. I'm gonna just go through the comments quickly, and then we'll just kind of quickly review it, what happened here, and finish off. So yeah, that was Hindi. Someone says here in the from what the Kushan spoke. I guess it's nice for any of you people that can read that. Yeah, Griffith did kind of assemble the Avengers here, didn't he? Fucking hell. I'm not even going to say what I just read. I put this a minute ago. People saying, "Can't wait for Guts to kill these guys." I said this a while ago. What happens if Guts encounters all these guys at once? No way he's beating them. No way. If he fights them one at a time, he might actually have a chance. But even then, I think a lot of these guys look scarily strong. And not to mention, what if he faces Griffith one-on-one? We're still not really sure what abilities Griffith still has and such. And you still know he's definitely got a supernatural element to him. Is he as strong as he was when he was Femto? Can he just look at you and just squish you into a ball? I'm not sure. If he can, then fucking we're just done. But interesting. I don't think he can, because he might have just done that when he faced Guts earlier on in this arc. Yeah, this person here says he hates that he kind of likes these characters. I quite like these characters. These characters are cool. That's the thing. They're kind of edgy and kind of they're dark. They've got a dark aspect to them, but I think that makes them quite cool. Honestly, it's kind of almost fallen heroes. They're all really cool. I don't like this girl that much. I don't like people that know everything. Think that they know everything, honestly, but she does know everything. That's the thing. She can read people's mind, but I'm not the biggest fan of this girl. She has some cute moments. But like I said, she's got that little bit of creepiness, kind of craziness to her that is just there. Just like 5% of her is just like creepy, a bit creepy. But yeah, all these guys are cool, to be honest. Locus, I really like Locus. Grunbeld. Yeah, I don't think you should feel bad for liking these new Griffith soldiers. Plus their designs are just fucking awesome. Yeah, this person brings up a good point. Crazy how they're behaving just like the old Hawks behaved. Idolising Griffith without knowing what type of person he truly is. Again, a lot of people wanting guts to kill all these guys. Like I said, I think that's going to be much easier said than done. Much easier said than done. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the comment sections. Yeah, again, really cool stuff today. Got a nice little. This guy was really quiet. Kind of expected, to be fair. It's a very sleek design. Very quietly confident is what that gives me right there. Very comfortable in his own skills. But yeah, nice little kind of characterization for a few of these demons and a few of these badass motherfuckers. Nice stuff here again, especially with what was his name? Grunberg. I'm terrible. You guys know I'm terrible. Yeah, Grunbeld. Especially with Grunbeld, but especially Locus. I think Locus is really kind of, as much as Grunbeld gave off a massive presence as well, I feel like the presence Locus had right here was insane, wasn't it? Really like him as a character. And again, interesting that they're all kind of fallen heroes. I'm looking forward to seeing more of them in the future, but yeah, some pretty cool stuff there. Again, a lot of battle stuff, which again, you guys know I'm not the biggest fan of these kind of war army versus army battles. I like the shots like this and the brutality. I really like that kind of stuff, but I don't like a lot of this stuff where it's just like top perspectives of people just running at each other. I'm the biggest fan of that, but that's just a personal preference rather than an actual kind of negative. Of course, we met the creepy psychic girl today as well. What psychic girl isn't creepy, to be fair? But yeah, so a little bit of brutality today, but mostly it was kind of just fleshing out the situation, wasn't it? Fleshing out Griffith's kind of army, the new band of the band of the pork, and yeah, just again some nice setting of the story in the band as we go forward. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section, or these chapters, shall I say. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these weekly reactions. I'll be back next time with the final 2 chapters of this volume. We'll just have a little look what they are, which are going to be The Night of the Falling Stars and Like a Baby. So yeah, can't wait for that. See you guys then, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.